Good blessed Monday night, April the 1st, 2024. The time being 9:04 p.m. Greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you are the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't even matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. I'm here in Sikeston, Missouri, Scott County, at the Sikeston, Missouri Police Department here, where just this past weekend, the last Easter weekend here in Sikeston, Missouri, a black man was beat up by a police officer. I believe they said he is on administrative leave or administrative suspension right now. I don't know if the administrative suspension will be considered as he's suspended without pay or with pay. I'm not blaming the whole Sikeston, Missouri Police Department, but this same department has about maybe a month or two ago arrested about 19, and they said they was going to be arresting at least 26. Let me stop for a minute to see what this police, see what's going on here. But anyway, let me see what's going on. Yes, sir.
Just make sure you're all right.
Okay, yeah. I'm a YouTube. I'm making a video. That's all. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you too. We need a lot more like you around here, man, to make sure we all right. Yeah, I'm just making a YouTube.
Okay. As long as you're all right, I'll get out of here, okay?
Oh, no, you all right. Hey, I appreciate you a lot, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you have a nice, blessed, safe one, man.
You as well.
And thank you for your service, for protecting serving and protecting the county, man.
Thank you.
All right. That was a pretty good one. Like I was saying earlier, I'm not blaming all the police, but they arrested, I believe, 19. They called them the Knot Boys. They said it was going to be arresting 26 of them, but they called them a gang. He was a nice officer. I got to give it to him. But they said that these guys was a gang, and they said they was terrorizing southeast Missouri, the Boot Hill. Now, when you look at this young man's face, who was merely trying to make sure his brother was okay in a traffic stop, just like the police there that just pulled up behind me, but he was making sure his brother was okay, and the police, I believe, slammed him against a tree. And when you see this guy's face, now, if they gonna arrest, oh, he playing him some music there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if they gonna arrest these 26 instead of they terrorizing southeast Missouri, the Boot Hill now, this police that's on, when you see this guy's face, this police that come from this police department, he should be arrested real soon because of the fact he should have been having cams on, which I'm sure the police that pulled up behind me to make sure I was all right, I'm sure he had his on. But if he had his body cam on, the prosecuting attorney should be working up charges right now to arrest this individual. And I pray that the individual that was brutally beat up by this police officer even if you sue him, make sure this man get arrested and go to jail. Too many people just taking settlements, money, and then letting these police go from police department to police department. He said a policeman's name was Michael Coleman, and he had a picture of Michael Coleman, and I got a picture of Michael Coleman because I'm from Charleston, Missouri, and he looked just like him. I got a picture of Michael Coleman with his uniform on, and Michael Coleman, if it's the same one, he's not only a racist, but he write false reports, and he don't like blacks. But I'm gonna get from over here, y'all, and like I said, I thank God that the officer there didn't do like Michael Coleman did this brother. But this police officer should be arrested. And another thing is, I hope they don't do, the Sikeston, Missouri Police Department don't do like they did back in 2000 when John Blakely was a detective for them. He paid informants to have David Robinson locked up for allegedly killing a white woman by the name Sheila Box. David Robinson got life in prison, and 18 years later, 2018, a appellate court judge reversed his life sentence and told the other courts that John Blakely, which was the detective here, his testimony should be the least to believe. In other words, this man was a liar. He paid informants to say David Robinson, because David Robinson used to be a drug dealer and into crime. That don't make a difference. If a prostitute used to prostitute and she didn't want to prostitute no more, and a man wanted to sleep with her and she said no, and he raped her, and his defense is, well, she was a prostitute, but a prostitute have a right to say no. But John Blakely resigned from this police department. And guess where he working at now? In Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, on the sheriff department as a detective. When I go into the courts in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, in the 33rd Circuit Court, I hear John Blakely, when the prosecuting attorney asks him, how many years have you been law enforcement? He say 31 years. But they don't look at the fact what he left from over here for. Michael Coleman, what did he leave from Charleston, Missouri for? If this guy's lawyer watching this here, check and see why. That's what they do, rotate. A police officer that killed a mentally ill black guy in Charleston, Missouri in 2011, a 34-year-old black guy in 2011, he didn't go to jail. They did the same thing, administrative leave with pay, like a vacation with pay for killing the black guy. Now he's a captain down in East Prairie. That's what they do, rotate them, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all the other information, but we can't blame everybody in this place here. But don't do this, Michael Coleman, like you did John Blakely. Y'all let him resign. He can get a pension for retirement from y'all. Now he over there harassing another family where him and Barry Morgan, a captain for the Sikeston, Missouri, Charleston, Missouri Sheriff Department, arrested a guy, and they allegedly say he hung himself. But Barry Morgan, the captain that works along with John Blakely, guess what? He was convicted of a battery, beating up. That's what they, and Barry Morgan was over here when they got the 19 arrested of the Knock Boys. Y'all look at this here. I'm gonna go on ahead back, y'all, and get back and show y'all the pictures. How many of you all are familiar with this story here about Willie Jones III? What happened to him in Sikeston, Missouri, Scott County, with one of the Sikeston, Missouri police officers by the name of Michael Coleman. A lot of stories like this is not told, and it's hush hush. If it was reversed and Willie Jones III had did to a police officer the way this police officer did Willie Jones for no justification, it would be on the news and this young man would be locked up. But I want to show you and look at the individual to the right of him, Officer Michael Coleman for the Sikeston, Missouri Police Department. The name sound familiar to me when somebody gave me the name of the police officer. This young man, about 2:45 in the morning, I believe it was this past Saturday, Easter weekend, got a call from his brother, and his brother was being stopped by the police, Sikeston, Missouri, Scott County Police Department. And I believe Michael Coleman was one of the ones that stopped him. He merely went on the scene to make sure his brother was all right. And this what Michael Coleman done to him. A man that carry a badge. A man that's supposed to serve and protect. But Michael Coleman's name popped up to me because I look into recycled police officers, recycled criminals. When I say recycled criminals, I'm talking about police officers that commit criminal acts and they be let off, allowed to resign and not being charged and arrested for their crimes. They be able to get pensions, and guess what? They go to the next police department or sheriff department, and that's what Michael Coleman here did. Let me show you why I know Michael Coleman from. This is the same Michael Coleman, I'm almost sure. You see who he was working for? Here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. You see they giving him some type of a award. An employee of the quarter. He get this employee of the quarter. See, I know why they gave it to him in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, because he's a racist. That for number one, I know that for a fact because I had experience with him. I don't know why he was left the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, but most of them that leave Charleston, they go to Sikeston and other places because they done did wrong in the one police station and they allowed them to resign instead of firing them and charging them criminally. But look at that smile on him, y'all. But this ain't the end of the story. I just went to Sikeston, Missouri just about maybe a half an hour ago, and I'm gonna show you that. Then I'm gonna show you the rest. All right, you can see this here. This was captured in the news where it says Sikeston police officer placed on administrative suspension after excessive force allegations. But when you seen Mr. Willie Jones III face, that's not just excessive force. That's an assault. You see what I'm saying? That if that was on the police, it would be an assault, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, etc. But let's go back. That was the Sikeston Police Department. But you can see in this little thing this is from the chief, Chief McMullen. He said, "I am aware of a situation from this weekend." Speaking of Easter weekend here in March of 2024, this weekend regarding an excessive force allegation with one of our officers. I understand this was because this has become very public. Ain't that something? And I wanted let everyone know that we are taking this very seriously, as we do with any complaint of this type. The officer in question has been placed on administrative suspension, and we are conducting an internal investigation on the matter. I have been in contact with the complainant, and we will be working through this issue. Chief McMillan. Now, they doing an internal investigation. The Missouri State Highway Patrol should get involved. In the federal government, the Department of Justice should get involved too. But I'm going to show y'all something where And it's not talking about everybody, but just show you how Sikeston, Missouri did with another individual that's a criminal. That's John Blakely. John Blakely, he didn't get away with what he did with David Robertson. David Robertson was convicted of murder of a white woman in Sikeston, Missouri, all because of the investigation of this then detective on the Sikeston, Missouri Police Department, John Blakely. Let me show you another picture of him. There we go again. That's John Blakely. But let me show you the individual that John Blakely put false information on. That's David Robertson. This is after David Robertson was free from 18 years. He had a life sentence because of what John Blakely did. Google up John Blakely, a detective from Sikeston, Missouri, falsified documents to get David Robertson life in prison, and you will see the story. You will see what the appellate court judge said about John Blakely. But let me go to the rest of these pictures. I want y'all to just see enough that John Blakely is now working for this man here to the left. That's Brenton Farrow. John Blakely was able to resign in 2018 after David Robertson had did 18 years of that life sentence until the appellate court overturned his case and said he's not guilty of that murder that John Blakely planted on him. Now, if Sikeston, Missouri would have did their job, the mayor on down would have did their job, John Blakely wouldn't have been able to resign. John Blakely would have been fired, and John Blakely would have been charged with falsifying documents, having a human being locked up for 18 years. But this man here, Brenton Farrow, remember him at the polls in August of 2024 because he asking for 4 more years. Brenton Farrow has hired John Blakely over here in Charleston, Missouri for the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. He's a detective now. The man to the right of him is another criminal, another recycled criminal with a badge. He's a captain up under Brenton Farrow. His name is Barry Morgan. Google up a captain from Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department arrested for official misconduct in assault or battery on a suspect. This is who Brent Farrow hired. But see, they commit crimes in one. He used to work for the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. Then he went to Scott County. Then he came back here. But he's a recycled criminal. Now let's go to another one. This here is Zachary Albright. Used to work for the Sikeston, Missouri Police Department. He was let go, and guess where he came to? Over here to Charleston, Missouri. And in April the 9th of 2016, he wrote a false report on me for Lester Gillespie. Y'all know who Lester Gillespie is, a black criminal. This man wrote a false report on me that got me arrested, falsely accused, falsely tried and convicted, and got on 2-year probation for allegedly harassing Lester Gillespie. He came from the Sikeston Police Department. Whatever he did over there, they let him come back over. They let him come over here. I don't know where he at now. But let's go to the rest of these things here. You see, this man did the same thing that Michael Coleman did to him. Y'all know what type of charge he had. Let's see if we can get all of these pictures on there at one time. We gonna try. There we go. Now, just look on here. Look at these criminals that we got working for the police department. Look how Blakely to upper right from Sikeston, Missouri. Look how he's smiling. Look down below him. Michael Coleman. Look how he's smiling. Look at Albright. Got his hand on his gun. He must want to shoot somebody or tase him, one of the two. And you can see David Robinson to the next. He's smiling after getting out. But let's go to the next one. You see Barry Morgan. We got him on some of my YouTube videos tasing a man that's down, putting the taser on his neck, get the man in his vehicle, cut off his camera, and the man get to the Mississippi County, Missouri jail. And guess what? Face all bruised up, just like Mr. Willie Jones III face is. How many more of these criminals is y'all gonna let be recycled instead of firing them so they can't get no pension and go to the next one, next police department, especially here in the Boot Hill, and then arrest them and let them see what it feel like being in jail? I'm gonna leave as I came, y'all, but take a look at these faces, y'all. Take a look at these recycled criminals. The communities need to get together and stop killing each other and look out for these individuals. Just because they have badges, that don't mean nothing. Some of these could be Ku Klux Klan. Peace be still.